Very low-key signage.
I thought we were going to get stuck recommendation.